What if I told you that everything you know about budgeting is backwards? Most people focus on cutting expenses first, but what if the secret to financial success is actually doing the complete opposite? Today, I'm going to show you reverse budgeting, a method that completely flips traditional budgeting on its head and could be the game changer your finances have been waiting for. I've been using this approach for years, and it's transformed not just my bank account, but my entire relationship with money. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to implement this strategy, why it works so much better than traditional budgeting, and most importantly, how to set it up so it runs almost on autopilot. Let's dive in. Before we get into the magic of reverse budgeting, we need to understand why traditional budgeting fails so spectacularly for most people. The conventional approach tells you to list all your expenses, subtract them from your income, and hope there's something left over to save. Sound familiar? This method puts saving last, making it an afterthought rather than a priority. Here's the brutal truth about traditional budgeting. It's reactive instead of proactive. You're constantly playing defense, trying to limit your spending instead of taking control of your financial future. It's also incredibly time-consuming and frustrating. How many of you have spent hours creating detailed budgets only to abandon them within a few weeks because they felt too restrictive or complicated? Traditional budgeting also assumes you have perfect willpower and discipline. It expects you to stick to predetermined spending limits in dozens of categories, which is unrealistic for most people. When life happens and you overspend in one category, the whole system breaks down, leaving you feeling defeated and ready to give up entirely. But here's where reverse budgeting changes everything. Instead of budgeting your expenses first and saving what's left, you save first and budget what's left. It's that simple, yet that revolutionary. This approach prioritizes your future self over your current wants, and it removes the guesswork from saving money. Think about it this way. In traditional budgeting, your savings are at the mercy of your spending habits. If you overspend on entertainment or dining out, your savings suffer. With reverse budgeting, your savings are protected from your spending impulses because the money is already gone before you have a chance to spend it. The psychology behind this is powerful. When you pay yourself first, you're making a commitment to your future. You're telling yourself that your long-term financial health is more important than any immediate purchase. This shift in mindset is often the difference between people who build wealth and those who live paycheck to paycheck. Let me walk you through exactly how to set up your reverse budget. The first step is determining how much you want to save each month. This isn't about what you think you can afford to save after all your expenses. This is about deciding what kind of financial future you want and working backwards from there. Start by thinking about your financial goals. Do you want to build an emergency fund? Save for a house down payment? Retire early? Each of these goals requires a specific monthly savings amount. If you want to save $10,000 for an emergency fund within 2 years, you need to save about $417 per month. That becomes your reverse budget number. Once you've determined your monthly savings goal, here's where the magic happens. Set up automatic transfers on the day you get paid. Not a few days later, not when you remember, but on payday itself. This money gets moved to a separate savings account before you have time to think about spending it. This is crucial because it removes the decision-making process from saving. You're not relying on willpower or waiting to see if there's money left over at the end of the month. The money is automatically allocated to your future self, and you learn to live on what remains. Now, let's talk about the account structure that makes reverse budgeting work seamlessly. You need at least 3 accounts to make this system effective. First is your main checking account where your paycheck gets deposited. Second is your savings account where your automated transfers go. Third is what I call your spending account. Here's how the flow works. Your paycheck hits your main checking account. Immediately, your predetermined savings amount gets transferred to your savings account. Any fixed expenses like rent, insurance, or loan payments get paid from your main checking account. The remaining money gets transferred to your spending account, and this is your fun money for the month. The beauty of this system is that once your spending account is empty, you're done spending for the month. There's no complicated tracking of multiple categories or guilt about overspending. You simply can't overspend because the money isn't available. Your savings are already protected and your essential expenses are already covered. Let's look at a practical example. Say you earn $4,000 per month after taxes. You decide to save $600 per month for your various goals. On payday, that $600 automatically moves to your savings account. Your rent, insurance, and minimum debt payments total $1,500 and get paid from your main account. The remaining $1,900 goes to your spending account for food, entertainment, gas, and everything else. This approach eliminates the stress of tracking every purchase and categorizing every expense. You know that as long as you don't exceed what's in your spending account, you're staying on track with your financial goals. It's budgeting without the complexity and restriction that makes traditional budgeting so difficult to maintain. One of the most powerful aspects of reverse budgeting is how it changes your relationship with money. Instead of feeling restricted by your budget, you feel empowered by your savings progress. Every month, you're automatically building wealth and moving closer to your financial goals, regardless of your day-to-day spending decisions. This system also makes it easier to handle irregular expenses. Since you're not trying to fit every possible expense into predetermined categories, you have more flexibility when unexpected costs arise. Need to spend more on car repairs one month? No problem, just spend less on entertainment. The important thing is that your savings remain untouched. But let's address some common concerns about reverse budgeting. The first question people ask is, what happens if there's not enough money left after saving and paying fixed expenses? This is actually a feature, not a bug. If you can't cover your basic living expenses after saving your target amount, it's telling you one of two things. Either you're trying to save too aggressively or you need to increase your income. This forces you to make realistic financial decisions rather than living in denial about your situation. If your reverse budget isn't working, you need to either adjust your savings target or focus on earning more money. Both of these are productive responses that traditional budgeting often fails to address directly. Another concern is what happens with irregular income. If your income varies from month to month, reverse budgeting can still work, but it requires a slight modification. Instead of saving a fixed dollar amount each month, save a fixed percentage of your income. This ensures that your savings rate remains consistent even when your income fluctuates. For example, if you want to save 20% of your income, you automatically transfer 20% of each paycheck to your savings account, regardless of the amount. This approach maintains the psychological benefits of paying yourself first while accommodating the reality of variable income. Now, let's dive deeper into how to optimize your reverse budget for maximum effectiveness. The key is starting with realistic savings targets and gradually increasing them over time. If you're currently saving nothing, don't jump straight to saving 30% of your income. Start with something manageable like 5 or 10% and increase it gradually as you adjust to living on less. This gradual approach helps you avoid the shock of suddenly having much less spending money, which could lead to abandoning the system entirely. Every few months, evaluate your progress and consider increasing your savings rate by 1 or 2%. Over time, these small increases compound into significant improvements in your financial situation. Another optimization strategy is to separate your savings into different accounts based on specific goals. Instead of one general savings account, have separate accounts for your emergency fund, vacation fund, house down payment, and other specific objectives. This makes your progress more tangible and motivating. When you can see exactly how close you are to each individual goal, it becomes easier to stay committed to the system. You might set up automatic transfers so that $300 goes to your emergency fund, $200 goes to your house fund, and $100 goes to your vacation fund each month. Technology can be your best friend in implementing reverse budgeting effectively. Most banks offer automatic transfer services that can move money between accounts on specific dates. Set these up to align with your pay schedule so the transfers happen before you're tempted to spend the money. There are also apps and services that can round up your purchases and save the spare change, or analyze your income and automatically save money when you can afford it. While these aren't replacements for a systematic reverse budgeting approach, they can supplement your savings efforts. One of the most significant advantages of reverse budgeting is how it simplifies financial decision making. Traditional budgeting requires constant monitoring and adjustment. You need to track spending in multiple categories, make sure you're not overspending anywhere, and constantly evaluate whether your budget allocations make sense. With reverse budgeting, financial decisions become much simpler. The only questions you need to ask are whether you can afford something with the money in your spending account and whether the purchase is worth delaying progress towards your financial goals. This clarity makes it easier to make good financial decisions consistently. The system also naturally encourages you to optimize your spending. When you have a limited amount of money in your spending account, you become more thoughtful about how you use it. You might choose to cook at home more often so you can afford that concert ticket. Or you might skip buying new clothes this month to save up for a weekend getaway. These trade-offs become conscious choices rather than accidental overspending that derails your entire financial plan. You're still making spending decisions, but they're informed by a clear understanding of your financial constraints and goals. Let's talk about some advanced strategies for people who have mastered the basics of reverse budgeting. One powerful technique is the layered approach to savings. Instead of just saving for one goal at a time, you can set up multiple automatic transfers for different time horizons and purposes. Your first layer might be short-term savings for things like an emergency fund or upcoming expenses. Your second layer could be medium-term savings for goals like a house down payment or car replacement. Your third layer might be long-term wealth building through retirement accounts and investments. By automating all three layers, you ensure that you're making progress on multiple financial fronts simultaneously. This comprehensive approach to saving sets you up for both short-term financial security and long-term wealth building. Another advanced strategy is using reverse budgeting to optimize your tax situation. By automatically contributing to tax-advantaged accounts like your employer's retirement plan or a traditional IRA, you can reduce your taxable income while building wealth for the future. This approach is particularly powerful because the tax savings effectively reduce the cost of your contributions. If you're in the 22% tax bracket and contribute $1,000 to your traditional retirement account, you save $220 in taxes. This makes your effective contribution cost only $780. The psychological benefits of reverse budgeting extend far beyond just saving money. When you consistently save money each month, you build confidence in your ability to manage your finances effectively. This confidence often spills over into other areas of your life, making you more willing to take calculated risks or pursue opportunities that could improve your financial situation. Many people find that reverse budgeting reduces their financial stress significantly. Instead of worrying about whether they'll have money left over to save at the end of the month, they know that their financial future is already taken care of. This peace of mind is valuable in its own right and often leads to better decision making in other areas of life. The system also creates positive momentum that builds over time. As you watch your savings accounts grow month after month, you become more motivated to find ways to save even more or earn additional income. This positive feedback loop is one of the reasons why reverse budgeting tends to be more sustainable than traditional budgeting approaches. Now, let's address some potential pitfalls and how to avoid them. The biggest mistake people make with reverse budgeting is setting savings targets that are too aggressive initially. While ambition is admirable, setting yourself up for failure by trying to save too much too quickly can backfire spectacularly. If you find yourself consistently dipping into your savings to cover basic expenses, your reverse budget is too aggressive. Don't be afraid to adjust your savings targets downward until you find a sustainable balance. It's better to save a smaller amount consistently than to save a large amount sporadically. Another common pitfall is not accounting for irregular expenses in your spending allocation. Things like car maintenance, medical bills, and annual insurance premiums can throw off your budget if you haven't planned for them. Consider setting aside a small amount each month for these irregular but predictable expenses. Some people also struggle with the reduced spending flexibility that comes with reverse budgeting. If you're used to spending freely and dealing with the consequences later, the constraint of a limited spending account can feel restrictive initially. Remember that this restriction is temporary discomfort in exchange for long-term financial freedom. Let's look at how reverse budgeting works for different income levels and life situations. If you're just starting your career with a lower income, you might focus on building an emergency fund first before tackling other savings goals. Even saving $50 per month builds meaningful momentum and establishes the habit of paying yourself first. For higher earners, reverse budgeting becomes even more powerful because you have more room to save substantial amounts. Someone earning $100,000 per year could potentially save $20,000 to $30,000 annually using this approach, building wealth at an accelerated pace. Families with children face unique challenges with reverse budgeting, but the principles still apply. You might need to adjust your savings targets to account for childcare costs and other family expenses, but the core strategy of paying yourself first remains effective. In fact, families often find reverse budgeting especially valuable because it forces them to be intentional about their spending priorities. People approaching retirement can use reverse budgeting to make final preparations for their post-work years. Instead of general savings goals, they might focus specifically on maximizing their retirement account contributions and paying off any remaining debts. The key to success with reverse budgeting, regardless of your situation, is consistency. The system works because you're automatically building wealth over time, but that requires sticking with it even when it feels challenging or when you're tempted to skip a month. One effective way to maintain consistency is to regularly review your progress and celebrate your wins. Set up monthly or quarterly check-ins where you review your savings growth and assess whether your targets are still appropriate. Seeing your progress over time reinforces the value of the system and motivates you to continue. You might also find it helpful to automate not just your savings, but your fixed expenses as well. Setting up automatic bill pay for your rent, insurance, and loan payments removes even more decisions from your monthly financial routine and ensures that your essential expenses are always covered. As you become more comfortable with reverse budgeting, you can start to optimize other aspects of your financial life. This might mean shopping around for better interest rates on your savings accounts, investigating investment options for your longer-term goals, or looking for ways to increase your income so you can save even more. The compound effect of reverse budgeting becomes more powerful over time. In your first year, you might save $5,000, which feels significant but not life-changing. By year 5, you might have saved $30,000 plus investment growth, giving you real financial options and security. By year 10, you could have over $100,000, completely transforming your financial position. This long-term perspective is crucial for staying motivated when reverse budgeting feels challenging. You're not just saving money for next month or next year. You're building a foundation for financial independence and the freedom to make life choices based on what you want rather than what you can afford. The ripple effects of successful reverse budgeting often extend beyond your personal finances. You might find that having financial security makes you more generous with others, allows you to take career risks that lead to higher income, or gives you the confidence to pursue entrepreneurial opportunities. Many people also discover that reverse budgeting improves their relationships. Money stress is one of the leading causes of relationship problems. So having a clear financial plan and growing savings can reduce tension and improve communication with your partner or family members. As we wrap up, let's talk about how to get started with reverse budgeting today. Don't wait for the perfect time or until you have your entire financial life figured out. The best time to start paying yourself first is right now, even if you start small. Begin by calculating how much you can realistically save each month. Look at your current income and expenses and identify an amount that feels challenging but achievable. Remember, you can always adjust this amount later as you get more comfortable with the system. Set up the automatic transfers immediately. Most banks allow you to schedule recurring transfers online or through their mobile apps. Choose a transfer date that aligns with your pay schedule, preferably the same day or the day after you get paid. Open separate accounts for your different savings goals if you haven't already. Having dedicated accounts for your emergency fund, vacation fund, and other objectives makes your progress more visible and motivating. Finally, commit to trying reverse budgeting for at least 3 months before making any major adjustments. It takes time to adapt to any new financial system, and you want to give yourself enough time to see how it works in practice. Reverse budgeting isn't just another personal finance trick or temporary fix. It's a fundamental shift in how you approach money that puts your financial future first and your spending impulses second. By automating your savings and living on what remains, you remove the guesswork from building wealth and create a system that works regardless of your willpower or motivation on any given day. The magic of reverse budgeting lies in its simplicity and effectiveness. You don't need complicated spreadsheets, dozens of spending categories, or perfect discipline. You just need to commit to paying yourself first and living on what's left. This single change can transform your financial life in ways that traditional budgeting never could. If you're ready to take control of your financial future and build wealth automatically, reverse budgeting might be exactly what you've been looking for. Give it a try. Be patient with yourself as you adjust and prepare to be amazed at how much easier building wealth can be when you flip the script on traditional budgeting. Remember, the goal isn't to restrict your life or eliminate all spending enjoyment. The goal is to ensure that your future self is taken care of while still allowing you to enjoy your money today. Reverse budgeting makes this balance possible by prioritizing what matters most and giving you complete freedom with what remains. Start today, stay consistent, and watch as this simple shift in approach transforms not just your bank account, but your entire relationship with money. Your future self will thank you for making this decision. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up icon and please subscribe for more videos that will help your finances. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.